Surah AL Anaam. Surah number 6. In the name of God, the most gracious, the ever merciful. Gratitude is for God alone, who made the heavens and the earth, created light and expansive darkness. Then it is strange that these disbelievers set up deities with their Lord. It is He who has created you from clay, then decreed a term for you, and another one is also decreed with Him. It is strange that even after this you engage in quibbling. The very God who is in the heavens and the earth also. He has knowledge of what you conceal and what you reveal, and also knows what you are earning. Such are people that whatever sign from the signs of their Lord comes to them, they ignore it. Thus, now also they have denied the truth when it has come to them. So very soon the news of what they have been making fun of will come to them. Have they not seen how many a nation we have destroyed before them, whom we granted such authority in the land, which we have not granted you, O people of the Quraysh? We sent down abundant rain on them, and made rivers flow below them, but they insisted on denying. So because of their sins, we at last destroyed them, and after them raised up other nations in their place. If we had revealed to you, O Prophet, a book that was written on paper, and they were also able to touch it with their own hands, even then these disbelievers would have still said, "This is but plain magic." They say, "Why was not an angel openly sent down to this prophet?" These fools do not understand that if we had sent down an angel, a verdict would have been delivered by now. Then they would not have been given any respite. And they do not understand that if we had sent him as an angel, we would have sent him in the form of a human as well, and in this way would have inflicted them with the very doubt they are now in. In reality, before you also messengers were made fun of, so these people were surrounded by what they would make fun of. Tell them, just roam about in the land to see the fate of those who disbelieved. Ask them, to whom belongs all that is in the heavens and the earth? Say, to God alone. He has made mercy mandatory on Himself. After gathering all of you, He shall definitely take you to the day of judgment about which there is no doubt. Only those who have inflicted themselves with loss do not believe in it. In reality, whatever is stationed in the night or moves in the day is under His control alone, and He hears all and knows all. Say, should I make anyone else but God my guardian, who is the creator of the heavens and the earth, and gives nourishment to all, and is nourished by none? Say, I have been directed to be the first to submit to Him, and it has been emphasized, you should never become among the polytheists. Say, if I disobey my Lord, I fear facing the torment of a fateful day. In reality, he who is spared that day from torment is the one God has shown mercy to. And this is open success. Rest assured that if God afflicts you with some sorrow, none except Him can take it away. And if He blesses you with some good fortune, then He has power over all things. He is dominant on His servants in every respect, and is wise, all-knowing. Ask them, whose witness is the greatest? Say, God's. He is a witness between you and me. And this Quran has been revealed to me that I may warn you through it, and those also whom it may reach. Do you bear witness to this, that there are some other deities besides God? Say, I cannot bear witness to this. Say, He is but one God, and I certainly disown those you associate with Him. Those to whom we have given the book recognize this Quran, the way they recognize their own sons. However, those who have put themselves in loss do not believe in it, and insist on polytheism, even though who can be more unjust than the one who invents a falsehood about God or denies His revelations. Surely, such unjust can never succeed. For this reason, remember the day when we shall gather all of them. After that, we shall ask these idolaters, where are your idols, those whom you considered partners of God? Then their deception will end, but will say, by God, our Lord, we were never idolaters. See how these wrongdoers have told a lie on themselves, and all what they have been fabricating has vanished away. There are those among them also who listen to you intently, but we have cast veils over their hearts in accordance with our law, so that they may not understand what they hear, and have made their ears deaf, so that they are not able to listen in spite of listening. Even if they see signs of all kinds, they will not believe in them. So much so, when they will come to argue with you, these disbelievers will say, "These are only tales of the ancients." They also stop others from it, and ignore it themselves as well, and in reality ruin none but themselves, but are not aware of this. If you could see the time when they would be made to stand beside hell, then they will say, "Would that we are sent back, so that we can testify, and not deny the revelations of our Lord, and become believers." Certainly not. In fact, the reality which they had concealed before has manifested itself to them. If they are sent back, they will do the same which they had been forbidden because they are absolute liars. They say, "There is no other life but this worldly life of ours, and we shall certainly not be raised to life after death." If you could see the time when they are made to stand before their Lord, He will ask them, "Is this not a reality?" "Yes, by our Lord. It is the reality," they will reply. He will say, "So, taste now the flavor of punishment in return for your disbelief." Surely, they incurred loss who denied this meeting with God. Until when that hour suddenly arrives, they will say, "Pitiful is our negligence in this regard," and they would be bearing their burden on their backs. Listen, very evil is the burden they will be bearing. In reality, the life of this world is but a sport and entertainment. The abode of the hereafter, however, is far better for those who fear. Then do you not understand? We have been aware that what they say grieves you. Show patience on this, O Prophet, because it is not you that they reject. These wrongdoers are rejecting God's revelations. Other messengers before you have also been similarly rejected. So they patiently bore their rejection and their persecution until our help came to them. None can change the decrees of God, and to understand this established practice of ours, the accounts of the prophets have already reached you. If in spite of this you find their aversion hard to bear, find if you can a trench in the earth or a stairway in the sky, by which you may bring them a sign. Had God willed, He could have gathered all of them on guidance. So, never become of those who are overcome by emotions. Only those people shall accept this call of ours who listen. As for these dead, their fate now only is that God will raise them. Then they will be returned to Him. They say, "Why was no sign sent down to this prophet from his Lord?" Say, God is fully capable of sending down a sign whenever He intends to, but most of them make this demand because they are not aware of its consequences. Do you not see that all the beasts that roam on their legs on the earth, and all the birds that soar on both their wings in the air, are all communities like your own? And in order to make you understand, we have left no stone unturned in our book. After this, what only remains is that one day they will be gathered before their Lord. People who have decided to deny our revelations, those deaf and dumb, are engulfed in darkness. God in reality, according to His law, leads astray whomsoever He pleases, and guides to the right path whomsoever He pleases. Tell them, what if God's punishment visits you or the hour of doom arrives? Will you call anyone except God if you are truthful in your claims? No, in fact, at every such instance you call Him alone. Then, if He pleases, He relieves the affliction for which you called Him, and at that time you totally forget all those you made partners of God. Before you also, we had sent forth our messengers to many nations, and they rejected them. At this, we afflicted them with calamities and misfortunes, so that they might show humility. Then why did they not show humility when adversity visited them from us? In fact, their hearts hardened further, and Satan made their deeds that they had been doing seem fair to them. Then when they forgot that through which they had been reminded, we opened the doors of all kinds of comforts to them, until just as they were rejoicing in what they were given, we suddenly seized them. Now their condition was that of utter amazement. In this manner, they were uprooted who had been unjust to their souls, and gratitude is for God alone, the Lord of the universe, that He exterminated such unjust people from the face of the earth. Ask them, have you ever thought that if God takes away your hearing and your sight, and sets a seal upon your hearts, which deity other than God can restore them to you. See how we are presenting to them our revelations from various aspects. Even then, they show aversion. Ask, have you ever thought that if God's punishment visits you unannounced or announced, would any perish but the unjust? We send forth messengers only that they give glad tidings to people and deliver warning to them. So those who believe and reform themselves shall have nothing to fear or grieve. On the other hand, those who denied our revelations shall be seized by our punishment for their defiance. Tell them, O prophet, I do not tell you that I have God's treasures or know what the unknown is, nor do I claim before you to be an angel. I only follow that which is revealed to me. Say, my question only is, will the blind and those with sight become equal? Do you then not reflect? Leave them now to themselves, and through this Quran warn those who fear to be gathered before their Lord such that they will have no guardian or intercessor besides Him, so that they may become God-fearing. While desiring these people to accept faith, do not drive away from yourself those who call on their Lord morning and evening, seeking only to gain His favor. You are in no way accountable for them, nor are they in any way accountable for you, so that in accordance with their desire you become among the wrongdoers by driving these people away. In reality, we have in this manner tested one through another, so that these wretched people, after seeing those poor, say, are these people the ones whom God has chosen to show favor among us? Ask them, does God not best know those grateful to Him? Contrary to their desire, when these people who believe in our revelations come to you, say, peace be to you. Your Lord has made mercy mandatory upon Himself, so that if anyone among you commits evil out of foolishness, then after that repents and mends his ways, then God is forgiving and merciful. In this manner, do we explain our revelations, so that the attitude of the righteous also becomes apparent, and the path adopted by the wicked becomes fully evident too. O Prophet, say, I have been stopped from worshipping those whom you invoke besides God. Say, I cannot follow your desires. If I did this, I would be straying and not remain among those on the right path. Say, I am on a radiant argument from my Lord, and you have denied it. I have no power over what you are insisting to hasten. Its decision rests with God only. He alone shall explain the truth, and He is the best of judges. Say, had I the power to bring what you are insisting to hasten, then this matter between me and you would have been settled. This matter is in the hands of God, and God is well aware of the unjust. The keys to the unseen lie with Him alone. None but He knows them. He has knowledge of all that is in the land and in the sea. Every leaf from a tree and every grain in the depth of the earth that fall are in His knowledge. And there is nothing dry or wet that is unknown to Him. All this is recorded with Him in an open book. It is He who claims your souls at night, and also knows what you do during the day. Then He raises you up in it, so that the allotted span of life is completed. Finally, to Him is your return. Then He will tell you what you have been doing. He fully dominates His servants and deputes His guardians over you. Until when the time of death of any one of you arrives, it is only the angels sent by us who claim his soul and are never negligent in this task. Then all of them are returned to their true Lord. Listen, all the authority to take a decision rests with Him, and most swift is He in taking account. Ask them, who saved you from the vast darkness of calamities in the land and sea when you are calling imploringly and in secret. If He saved us from this calamity, we shall certainly become grateful to Him. Say, it is God who saves you from this and from all calamities, yet after this you still worship idols. Say, He has full power to send some torment upon you from above you or ruin you from beneath your feet, or engage you in conflict after dividing you into various factions, and make you taste the power of one another. See how we present our revelations in various ways so that they may understand. Your people have rejected this threat of ours, O Prophet, although it is the very truth. Tell them, I have not been made a keeper over you, so that I am able to make you understand at all cost. A time for everything has been fixed. If, in spite of this, you demand torment, then soon you will also know this truth. Leave them now to themselves, and when you see people criticizing our revelations, withdraw from them until they engage in other talk. And if ever Satan makes you forget this, do not sit with these unjust people after you realize the mistake. Those who fear God are in no way accountable for these people. However, reminding them is mandatory upon them, so that they also become fearful. Leave aside those who treat their religion as a sport and an amusement, and who have been led into deception by the life of this world, and keep reminding through this Quran, so that a person as punishment of his misdeeds is not consigned to destruction. And that too in the state that he has no helper or intercessor before God, and even if he offers every ransom, it is not accepted from him. It is these people who shall be consigned to destruction due to their misdeeds. Because of the disbelief they have been committing, they shall have boiling water and a stern punishment. Ask them, should we call on those besides God, which can neither benefit nor harm us? And should we turn upon our heels even after God has guided us like him who is left perplexed in the desert by devils, even though his companions call them to the right path? Come to us. Say, in reality, God's guidance is the real guidance, and we have been directed to submit to the Lord of the worlds, and have been directed. Be diligent in the prayer, and fear him, because it is he before whom all of you shall be gathered, and it is he who has created the heavens and the earth in all truth. On the day when he says, let the day of judgment be, so it shall be. His word is certain to materialize. The day when the trumpet is sounded, sovereignty shall only belong to him. He has knowledge of all the unknown and the manifest, and he is all-wise, all-knowing. Narrate to them the incident of Abraham when he said to Azar, his father, have you made idols as your deities? I am seeing you and your people in open error. In this way, we would make Abraham observe the kingdom of the heavens and the earth, so that he may conclusively convey the truth to his people, and also become among those who have full conviction. So, one day when night came upon him, he saw a star, and observing that the people were attentive, said, this is my Lord. Then at a similar instance when the star faded away, he said, I do not like those as gods, who fade away. Then one day when he saw the moon shining, he said, this is my Lord. But when it also set, he said, if my Lord does not guide me, I shall be among those who go astray. Then one day when he saw the sun shining, he said, this is my Lord. He is the greatest. But when it also set, he, while addressing his people, said, my people, I disown all those whom you regard as God's partners. I have turned my face dedicatedly to him who has created the heavens and the earth, and I am certainly not among the polytheists. His people started to argue with him on this. He replied, do you argue with me about God, even though he has guided me? I do not fear those who you regard as his partners. Indeed, unless my Lord wills something, my Lord's knowledge encompasses all things. Then will you not pay attention? And how can I fear what you ascribe as partners to God, when you are not afraid of ascribing partners to him for which he has not sent down any sanction to you? So, tell me, which of us two factions is more worthy of peace and comfort, if you know? In reality, peace and comfort are for those who accepted faith and did not contaminate their faith with oppression, and only they are the guided ones. This was our conclusive reasoning, which we provided Abraham against his people. We raise ranks after ranks of whomsoever we desire. In reality, your Lord is all-wise, all-knowing. Then not only this, to Abraham, we gave Isaac and Jacob. We guided each of them. Before this, we had given the same guidance to Noah, and after Abraham to his descendants, David, Solomon, Job, Joseph, Moses, and Aaron also. Thus do we reward the righteous. And to Zacharias, John, Jesus, and Elias too. All these were among the righteous. And to Ishmael, Elisha, Jonah, and Lot also. Each of them we had exalted above the people of the world. Moreover, we also guided their forefathers, their children, and their brethren, chose them and guided them to this straight path of monotheism. This is God's guidance. He bestows it on those of His servants whom He chooses according to His law. However, had they too been incriminated with polytheism, all their deeds would have become fruitless. It was these people on whom we bestowed the book, authority, and prophethood. So if these addressees of yours deny it, then there is nothing to worry about, because we have consigned this favor to some others who will not deny it. These prophets whom we have mentioned, it is they who were the ones guided by God. So follow their ways only. Tell these people, however, I do not want any recompense from you for this message I am preaching, so that if you do not accept it, I shall lose something. It is a mere reminder for all the people of the world. In reality, these people did not recognize the due importance of God when they said, God has not revealed anything to any mortal. Ask them, who had then revealed the book brought by Moses, which was a light and guidance for mankind, which they would show to them page by page, and would hide most of it, and through which you were given that knowledge which neither you nor your forefathers knew. Say, God only did. Then leave them to amuse themselves with their quibbling. Like that very book, this is a book we have revealed, imbued with great blessings, confirming what came before it, so that you may give glad tidings to people through it, and that you may warn those who live in the mother city and around it. Rest assured, those who believe in the hereafter, it is they who shall believe in it, and it is they who protect their prayers. Who is more unjust than the person who fabricates a falsehood about God, or says, divine revelation has been sent to me, even though no divine revelation came to him, and than the person who claims, I shall reveal similar to what God has revealed. And would that you had seen when these unjust people would be in the unconsciousness of death, and angels with outstretched hands would be demanding from them, come, hand over your souls. Today, you will be meted out a humiliating punishment because of this crime of yours, that you would fabricate falsehood about God, and arrogantly evade His revelations. See, you have finally come to us alone, as we created you the first time, leaving behind all that we bestowed on you in the previous world. And we also do not see with you your intercessors about whom you claim they are our partners in your affairs. All your ties have been broken, and whatever notions you had formed have turned out baseless. It is God who splits asunder the seed and the fruit stone. It is He who brings forth the living from the dead, and it is He who brings forth the dead from the living. Such is God. Then where do you turn away? He alone brings forth the dawn. It is He who has made the night a thing of comfort, and placed the sun and the moon with a measure. These are the measures of that mighty one, the all-knowing. It is He who has made the stars for you, so that you may be guided by them in the darkness of the desert and the sea. We have made evident our revelations to those who want to know. It is He who has created you from a single being. Then for each there is a resting place, and also a place of burial. We have fully explained our signs to those who want to understand. It is He who sent down water from the sky. Then with it we brought forth the buds of everything. Then from it we raised lush green branches from which we create multi-layered grains, and palm trees laden with clusters of dates are also created from it. And we have also brought into existence from it orchards of grapes, olives, and pomegranates whose fruits are alike, and also different. Look at the fruit of each of these when it grows, and behold its ripening when it ripens. In these there are extraordinary signs for those who want to believe. Yet such is the extent of their foolishness that they regard the jinn as God's equals, even though He Himself has created them, and without any knowledge have invented sons and daughters for Him. Glorious and exalted is He above what they say. He is one who has brought the heavens and the earth into existence from nothingness. How should He have children when He does not even have a wife? He has created all things and has knowledge of all things. That very God is your Lord. There is no God but Him, the Creator of all things. Therefore, worship Him only, and He is the guardian of all things. Eyes cannot see Him, though He is able to see the eyes. He is very discerning and all-knowing. insightful revelations have come to you from your Lord. So, he who now shows insight will benefit his own self, and he who remains blind will alone bear its consequences, and as far as I am concerned, I am not your keeper. Thus do we present our revelations in various styles, so that the truth is conclusively communicated to them, and so that they speak out, "You have thoroughly read out to us," and so that we can make it fully clear to all those who want to know. Follow, O Prophet, what is being revealed to you from your Lord. In reality, there is no deity but Him. And if they do not believe, ignore these polytheists. Had God willed, they would never have indulged in polytheism. We have not appointed you their keeper, nor are you their guarantor. In spite of their foolishness, you people should not abuse those they invoke besides God, lest crossing the limits they start abusing God in their ignorance. This is because we have made the actions of each community seem pleasing to itself. Then one day to their Lord will they return. At that time, He will inform them what they have been doing. They swear emphatic oaths by God, and say that if a sign comes to them, they will definitely believe in it. Say, signs are with God alone. But Muslims, what do you know that even if these come, they will not believe? We at that time also shall turn away their hearts and eyes, the way they did not believe in this Quran the first time, and shall leave them to wander in their rebelliousness. If we had sent down angels to them, and the dead had also spoken to them, and collected in groups all things of the world before them, even then they would not have believed, except if God willed. But what can be done, as most of them are afflicted with ignorance? It is not just you who is faced with such a situation. We have similarly made the mischievous among humans, and the jinn to be the enemy of every prophet. In order to deceive one another, they keep inspiring falsehoods to one another. Had your Lord intended, they would never have been able to do this. So leave them on their fabrications. God made such enemies so that through this the truth of the truthful becomes evident, and so that the hearts of those who deny the hereafter are inclined towards it. They are happy with it, and can earn whatever they intend to. You are fighting with me. So tell me, should I find a judge other than God, even though it is He who has revealed this book to you, in which everything related to religion and Sharia is mentioned in detail? And those to whom we have given the book before this know, O Prophet, that it has been revealed with the truth from your Lord. Thus, it should not be that you become among those who doubt. The word of your Lord about these people has been fulfilled with truth and justice. No one can change His words, and He hears and knows all. Most in this world are those that if you obey them, they are bound to lead you away from the path of God. They only follow conjecture and merely speculate. In reality, your Lord well knows him who has strayed from His path, and those rightly guided are also well known to Him. So you people should not pay heed, and if you believe in His revelations, then without any hesitation eat animals that have been slaughtered by pronouncing the name of God. And why should you not eat from things on which God's name has been pronounced, even though He has detailed out in His book what He has regarded as forbidden to you, with the exception that you are compelled to eat something? In reality, most people without any knowledge spread erroneous concepts through their innovations. Your Lord knows full well these who exceed limits. Leave aside both the outer and inner aspect of this sin. Those who commit this sin shall soon be punished for this earning. Never eat from those animals, however, which have been slaughtered without pronouncing God's name, and bear in mind that this surely is open defiance. And be on guard that devils are suggesting their agents to fight with you in this matter also. And be cautioned that if you obey them, then undoubtedly you too will end up as polytheists. Pay no heed to them. Can the person who was dead, then we raised him to life, and gave him a light with which he is walking among people, be similar to a person who is in layers of darkness from which he can never emerge? The deeds of these disbelievers have been made to seem fair to them in this way. We gave respite in a similar way to the prominent wrongdoers of every settlement, so that they may plot their schemes in it. They only plotted these schemes against themselves, but were not aware of this. When a sign came before them, they would say, "We shall never believe in it until we are given what God's messengers have been given." God knows better whom to entrust with his position of messengerhood. Soon these wrongdoers will face a humiliating and a severe torment with God for their intrigues. So, they will not receive guidance, because whomsoever God wants to guide according to his law, he opens his heart to Islam. And whomsoever he wants to misguide, he narrows his heart and squeezes it in such a manner as if he is climbing the sky. In such a way, God afflicts with impurity those who do not believe. In reality, this path is the straight path of your Lord. To clarify it, we have explained our revelations to those who pay heed. As reward for their deeds is a house of peace for them with their Lord, and he is their guardian. Bear in mind the day when he will gather all these wrongdoers. He will then say, O group of jinn, you have led away many from mankind. And their companions from mankind will immediately say, Lord, we have thoroughly benefited from one another, and today we have reached the time you had prescribed for us. God will say, Now fire is your abode. You shall abide in it forever except what God wills. In reality, your Lord is all-knowing, all-wise. We let the wrongdoers get hold of each other in this way because of their misdeeds, O groups of jinn and humans. Did there not come to you messengers from among you who would recite my revelations to you and would warn you of this day of meeting of yours? They will say, We bear witness against our own selves. Alas, the life of this world deceived them, and now they are testifying against themselves that they were disbelievers. We had sent these messengers because your Lord is not one who destroys the cities due to their injustice, when their inhabitants are unaware of the truth. The ranks of each of these are now according to his deeds, and your Lord is not unaware of whatever they have been doing. Your Lord is self-sufficient and an embodiment of mercy. If he wants, he can take you away and after you, bring forth in your place whomsoever he wills, just as he raised you from the offspring of other nations. Remember that what you are being promised with is bound to come, and you cannot make God helpless. O Prophet, say, O people of my nation, you tread on your way, I am treading on mine. So soon you will know for whom is the good fate of the next abode. In reality, the unjust shall never succeed. Their oppression has reached the extent that they have set aside for God a share from the very cultivated land and animals created by him. And they say, This is for God, they claim, and this is for our associates of God. Then what is for their associates cannot reach God, but the share of God can reach their associates. How ill is what they judge. In a similar way for many idolaters, their associates with God have made the killing of their children alluring so as to ruin them, and to make their religion dubious to them. Had God willed, they would not have done so. So leave them to these falsehoods of theirs. They say, These animals and these crops are prohibited. Only they may eat it whom we allow according to our view. Similarly, there are some animals whose backs are prohibited according to them, and there are some animals on which they do not pronounce the name of God by merely concocting a lie on God. God will soon punish them for these falsehoods they have been guilty of. And they say, Whatever is in the womb of these animals is for our men only and unlawful for our women. However, if it is stillborn, then both can share in eating it. God will soon punish them for these things. Indeed, he is all-wise and all-knowing. Inflicted with loss certainly are those who killed their children merely out of foolishness without having any knowledge, and whatever sustenance God had granted them, they have regarded it as unlawful by fabricating a lie on God. They certainly have gone astray and shall never be guided. It is not their associates. Rather, it is God who has created various orchards of different types. Some of them are creepers and others not. He similarly created date palms, and has brought forth crops which have fruits of all sorts, and olives and pomegranates, alike and different to one another, as well eat of the produce of these when they ripen, and give away what is due of them upon the day they are harvested, and do not carelessly waste away. God does not like those who waste away in this manner. He alone has also created animals to carry you, and to carry burdens, and those too that walk close to the ground. Benefit from whatever God has bestowed upon you, and do not walk in the footsteps of Satan. He is your inveterate enemy. From these animals, take 8 males and females, 2 from the species of the sheep, and 2 from the species of the goat. Then ask them, has God forbidden their males or females, or the offspring that is in the wombs of their females? Answer me with some proof if you are truthful. Similarly, 2 from the species of the camel, and 2 from the cow. Then ask, has God forbidden their males or females, or the offspring that is in the wombs of their females? Were you present at the time when God directed you about this? Then who can be more cruel than the person who fabricated a lie on God, so that he can lead people astray without any knowledge? God shall never guide such cruel people. Tell them, O messenger, I find not in what has been revealed to me through inspiration forbidden to a person who eats things which are edible, unless it be carrion, or blood poured forth, or the flesh of swine, because these are unclean, or in disobedience to God, animals slaughtered in someone else's name. Yet, even after this, whoever is driven by necessity, neither intending to be desirous nor exceeding the limits, then your Lord is forgiving, ever merciful. This, however, is true that for those who have adopted Judaism, we had forbidden all animals with nails, and the fat of the goat, and the cattle as well, except what adheres to their backs or intestines, or that which is left adhering to a bone. This is the punishment we had given them for their rebelliousness, and we are absolutely truthful. If they deny you even after this, then say, very vast is the mercy of your Lord, but at the same time, this also is a reality that if the respite given by him expires, then it would not be possible to ward off his punishment from the wrongdoers. In response to this, these polytheists will now say, had God willed, neither we nor our forefathers would have indulged in polytheism, nor would we have declared anything as unlawful. In a similar way, those before them had also denied until they tasted our punishment. Ask them, do you have any knowledge which you can present before us? In reality, you are merely following conjecture and only make speculations. Tell them, God only has for you a conclusive argument. Then also think that had he willed, he would have guided all of you and would never have cast you in polytheism and misguidance. Tell them, bring forth those witnesses of yours who testify on the basis of knowledge and reason that God has regarded this thing to be prohibited. Then if they stand up for false witness with stubbornness, do not bear this witness with them, and do not follow the desires of those who have denied our revelations, who do not believe in the hereafter and associate partners with their Lord. Tell them, come, I shall tell you what your Lord has forbidden to you. Do not associate anything with him. Treat your parents with kindness. Never be unkind to them. And kill not your children for fear of poverty. We provide you also and shall provide them too. And do not even go near vulgarities whether they are open or hidden. And do not kill without justification any soul forbidden by God. These are the things God directs you to so that you use your intellect. And that do not go near the wealth of an orphan, except in the way that is better for him until he reaches maturity, and weigh with honesty and full measure. We do not burden a soul with more than it can bear. And when you speak, speak the truth, even if the matter is about your relatives, and fulfill God's promise. These are the things God directs you to so that you receive a reminder. And God has stated, only this is my straight path. So, follow it alone, and do not tread on other paths, lest they lead you away from the path of your Lord. These are the things to which he has directed you so that you may remain secure from his punishment. This is the religion of Abraham. After this, we then gave Moses the book to complete our favor on him who was thorough, as an explanation of everything related to religion, and as a guidance and mercy so that people believe in meeting with their Lord. And now we have revealed this truly blessed book. So follow it and fear God so that you are shown mercy. It has been revealed lest you say, the book was revealed to the 2 earlier communities, and we had no knowledge of its reading and teaching. Or say, had the book been revealed to us, we would have been better guided than them. Thus a conclusive argument and a guidance and mercy have come to you from your Lord. who can now be more unjust than the ones who reject the revelations of God and turn away from them. Those who are turning away from our revelations, we shall soon sternly punish them for this turning away. Are they only waiting for the angels or your Lord to come to them, or a special sign from among the signs of your Lord appear to them? The day such a sign of your Lord manifests itself, on that day, the faith of a person will not be of any benefit to him who did not accept it earlier or did not earn anything good from his faith. Say, if you insist on this, then wait. We too are waiting. O Prophet, you have no relationship with those who, leaving this straight path to which they were guided by God, have created divisions in religion and have split themselves into sects. Their matter rests with God alone. So, He alone will then tell them what they had been doing. Then he who brings forth a good deed to him will be rewarded tenfold, and he who brings an evil deed will be punished in proportion to it, and no injustice will be meted out to these people. Tell them, my Lord has guided me to a straight path, the upright faith, which is the path of Abraham's religion, who was fully devoted and was never among the idolaters. Say, my prayer and my sacrifice, my life and my death, all are for God, Lord of the universe. He has no associate. Thus have I been commanded, and I am the first to submit. Ask them, should I seek some other Lord than God when He alone is the Lord of everything? I have fulfilled my duty. If you do not accept, then you should know that each person is responsible for what he earns, and no soul shall bear another's burden. Then to your Lord shall all of you must return. At that time, He will tell you in what you have been differing. Bear in mind that it is He who has granted you authority of the earth and exalted one of you in status above the other, so that He may test you in what He has given you. Rest assured, O Prophet, very swift is your Lord in retribution also, and yet is very forgiving and merciful too.